See, Hannah. See, yesterday we were learning about atom. So actually, atom is a spherical structure. Atom is a spherical structure, and in the center of the atom, you will find the nucleus. The center of the atom contains nucleus. Okay, nucleus. And inside the nucleus, you will find protons as well as neutrons, and even some other particles also may present. Okay, so hence these particles are said to be nucleons. The particles which are present in the nucleus are said to be nucleons, right? See, the atom contains two portions mainly. So what is the central portion is known as nucleus. Okay, nucleus. Atom contains two portions. So nucleus and extranuclear region. So that means all the space around the nucleus, it is called as extranuclear region or else extranuclear part of the atom. So in this extranuclear region or else extranuclear part of the atom, so you will find what? You will find orbits. So this is the nucleus, okay, right? Now what do you find? Orbits. You will find orbits like this. Okay, so here this is the nucleus. Let us assume this is the nucleus, and this is the orbit. This is another orbit, another orbit, another orbit. So generally orbit is denoted with a small n. So here the orbit which is close to the nucleus, here this is the nucleus. The orbit which is close to the nucleus is said to be first orbit. That means n value will be 1. First orbit. That means the orbit which is very close to the nucleus is said to be first orbit. N is equal to 1. And this is n is equal to 2. That means second orbit. This is n is equal to 3. That means third orbit. N is equal to 4. Fourth orbit. So this is n is equal to 5. So as we move away from the nucleus, the orbit number will increase. So like this, you will find what? Around the nucleus, you will find orbits. So now, if you take any particular orbit, if you take any particular orbit, so this orbit contains what? Suborbits. The orbits contains suborbits. Every orbit contains suborbits. Okay, so in depth, if I take about suborbits, if you speak, suborbits are of 4 types. Scientists, they have discovered, so far they have discovered 4 types of suborbits. What are they? S suborbit, P suborbit, D suborbit, F suborbit. So these are said to be suborbits. How many suborbits are there? How many types of suborbits are there? Altogether there are 4 types of suborbits. Okay. See, these suborbits contains orbitals. These suborbits contains orbitals. That means, suppose this is S suborbit. See, S suborbit contain one orbital. If you take P suborbit, it contains 3 orbitals. Okay, D suborbit if you take, it contains 5 orbitals. Okay, and F suborbit, if you take F suborbit contains 7 orbitals. Seven orbitals like this, right? and inside these orbitals you will find electrons. Okay, that means in the extranuclear space, that means suppose this is the nucleus which is positive in charge, so around the nucleus this space is called as extranuclear space. Okay, in the extranuclear space what do you find? Orbits. Inside every orbit you will find, in the extranuclear region what do you find? Orbits. And inside these orbits, inside every orbit you will find suborbits. How many types of suborbits are there? There are 4 types of suborbits. Okay. These suborbits, they in turn contains orbitals. Okay, that means S suborbit if you take, it contains only one orbital. P suborbit contains 3 orbitals. D suborbit contains 5 orbitals. F suborbit contains 7 orbitals. Like this. And inside these orbitals you will find what? Electrons. Generally electrons, they are denoted with upward arrow or downward arrow. Okay. So every orbital can contain only 2 electrons maximum. So an orbital contains 2 electrons. Suppose take this orbital. Take this orbital. It contains how many electrons? 2 electrons only. 1 electron and another electron. And these 2 electrons should be opposite spin. Okay, these electrons will spin. Suppose if this is electron, it will spin on its own axis. It will spin on its own axis. Either clockwise or it will spin on its own axis in anti-clockwise direction. Either clockwise direction, they spin either in clockwise direction or else in anti-clockwise direction. Every electron will spin on its own axis. So in an orbital, you will find a maximum 2 electrons only, and that too they should possess opposite spin. One is clockwise spin and another one is anti-clockwise spin. So an orbital can contain maximum 2 electrons only. We cannot write the third electron in an orbital, in any orbital. Maybe it is s orbital, maybe it is p orbitals, or else maybe it is d orbitals, or else maybe f orbitals. These are called as f orbitals. These are called as d orbitals. How many d orbitals are there altogether? 5 d orbitals are there. How many f orbitals are there altogether? 7 f orbitals. How many p orbitals are there altogether? 3 p orbitals. How many s orbitals are there altogether? Only 1 s orbital are there. See, whatever the orbital it may be, even this orbital also, it contains maximum 2 electrons only. Maximum 2 electrons only. Whatever the orbital you may take, so an orbital can contain maximum of how many electrons? An orbital can contain maximum 2 electrons only. Okay, it may contain 1 electron also, or else it may contain 0 electrons, and it may contain 2 electrons, but it does not contain more than 2 electrons. Okay, an orbital may contain 0 electron or 1 electron or 2 electrons maximum, but there is no third electron or else more than 3 electrons. So maximum how many electrons an orbital can contain? Maximum of 2 electrons only. Right, like this. See, so this is what an atom with orbits. So now I will draw an atom with suborbits. Suppose this is the nucleus of atom. Suppose this is first orbit, n is equal to 1, n is equal to 1. So first orbit contains only one suborbit. This is important. Which suborbit? Only s suborbit is present in first orbit. Only s suborbit is possible in first orbit. Now take second orbit. If you take second orbit, so it is n is equal to 2. N is equal to 2. So this second orbit contains s suborbit as well as p suborbit also. First orbit n is equal to 1 contains only one suborbit, that too s suborbit. Second orbit contains n is equal to 2. It contains two suborbits, s suborbit and p suborbit. And third orbit if you take, it contains s suborbit, p suborbit and d suborbit also. In third orbit, you will find s suborbit, p suborbit and d suborbit also. If you take fourth orbit, n is equal to 4. That means I didn't draw completely. Okay. So actually atom is spherical in shape. So just I am drawing rough diagrams. Okay. So n is equal to 4. It contains s suborbit, p suborbit, d suborbit and even f suborbit is also present. So second orbit it is not having which suborbits? Second orbit is not having d suborbit and f suborbit. Third orbit is not having f suborbit. F suborbit is not present. Third orbit contains only s, p, d. First orbit it is having only s suborbit only. It does not have any other suborbits. Fourth orbit contains 4 suborbits. Even from fourth suborbit onwards, you will find n is equal to 5. So here it is fifth orbit. N is equal to 5. It also contains S, P, D, F. So from fourth orbit onwards, you will find all 4 suborbits. Okay, but in third orbit contains only 3 suborbits. Second orbit contains only 2 suborbits. First orbit contains only 1 suborbit. So like this. So this is the representation of atom. Okay, by using suborbits, right? So this diagram, by using orbits, atom it will be like this. If you want to show suborbits also, then it will be like this. If you want to show orbitals, how should we draw the diagram of an atom by using orbitals? Suppose this is the nucleus, this is the first orbit, n is equal to 1. It contains s suborbit, only s suborbit, and this is an orbital related to s suborbit. Now, second orbit, take second orbit, n is equal to 2. It contains s suborbit as well as p suborbit. So this s suborbit, it contains only one orbital. Okay, but p suborbit, it contains 3 orbitals. So together, all the 3 orbitals together, it is said to be p suborbit. Okay, p suborbit. This is s suborbit, and this is s suborbit. If you take third orbit, n is equal to 3 means third orbit. It contains s suborbit, p suborbit, and even d suborbit. So s suborbit, how do you represent s suborbit? Only with a single orbital. How do you represent p suborbit? With 3 orbitals like this. P suborbit. How do you represent d suborbit? D suborbit is represented by using 5 orbitals. So this is what d suborbit. If you take a fourth orbit, so what is this one? N is equal to 4. N is equal to 4 means fourth orbit. So it contains what? S suborbit. Okay, it contains p suborbit. It contains what? P suborbit. It contains d suborbit also. Okay, d suborbit also. Okay, right. And even it contains f suborbit. F F suborbit. So like this. See, in order to avoid confusion, so what do we do? This is what? This is S suborbit. So this is S suborbit, this is S suborbit, this is also S suborbit, this is also S suborbit, this is also S suborbit. So there will be confusion. In order to avoid confusion, we have to write the suborbit along with the orbit number. That means this is S suborbit belong to first orbit. Hence we have to write 1s. And this is the S suborbit belong to second orbit. Hence we have to write 2s. So this is 3s and this is 4s. Next orbit. Next orbit contains what? In the next orbit you will find what? 5s. You will find 5s. And so on. Okay. Now here even P also. So because P suborbit is present in second orbit, even in third orbit, here it is P suborbit is present in second orbit, in third orbit, in fourth orbit, in fifth orbit, and in every in every orbit starting from second orbit you will find P suborbit. So in order to avoid confusion, because all of them they look alike, hence we will write the orbit number along with the suborbit number. So here it is 2p suborbit, this is 3p suborbit, this is 4p suborbit, and the next in the next orbit you will find what? 5p suborbit. You find the 5p suborbit. 5p suborbit in the next orbit you will find 5p suborbit. Right. Okay. So in the same way, here P suborbit, D suborbit starts from third orbit. So it is called as 3D suborbit. This is called as 4D suborbit, and the next orbit contains 5D suborbits. Okay, 5D suborbit. So with 5 orbitals like this. So here next, if you take F orbitals they start from fourth orbit. So this is called as 4F suborbits. 4F suborbit, and it contains 4F orbitals. This is what? This is 4D suborbit. It contains 4D orbitals. 4D orbitals. How many 4D orbitals are there? 5. How many 3D orbitals are there? 5. This is what? 3D orbital. This is what? 4D orbital. So how many 3D orbitals are there? 5. How many 4D orbitals are there? 5. So d orbitals altogether there will be if any d subshell contains 5 orbitals. Any d subshell contains 5 orbitals. Okay. So like this. So this is the way how orbitals are represented. Okay, in an atom. So now here. Now we will write electrons in the orbitals. See, first orbital contains maximum 2 electrons. Electrons can be represented like this also. Positive spin, negative spin. Like this also we can represent. So you will find only 2 electrons. So here 1 electron and another electron. So like this, the electrons will be present in the first 1s orbital. This is called as 1s orbital. This is called as 2s orbital. So these three are called as 2p orbitals. So even after remember one thing, it is very important. So this is having this 1s orbital is having least energy. After so many orbitals, there are so many orbitals are present. So out of so many orbitals, the 1s orbital will have least energy. I will explain you about the energy of orbitals also, don't worry. So here 1s subshell, it is having least energy. So like this, so electrons are filled. So first electrons are filled in the suborbits which are having least energy. So after least energy suborbit is filled, then only the next electron will enter into the higher suborbits. So what is the higher suborbit than this one? 1s. After 1s, so electron will enter into 2s, and after 2s in the same orbit you will find 2p also. So first 2s will filled with electrons, and afterwards 2p is filled with electrons. So how? 2s, again it contains 2 electrons like this. Next to 2p, 2p contains how many electrons? 2p can carry 2p can carry 6 electrons. How? Because 2p subshell contains 3 orbitals, hence it can carry 6 electrons. How these 6 electrons are present? See, while writing these electrons into these orbitals, see, remember that these 3 orbitals will have same energy, equal energy. These 3 orbitals will have more energy than this one. This orbital is having more energy than this one, but these 3 orbitals will have equal energy. See, when equal energy orbitals are present, then we have to fill the electrons in this way. First, into one orbital, we have to fill one electron, and the second electron should not be filled here only. It should not be filled here, because this orbital is having equal energy, and even this orbital also is having equal energy. When equal energy orbitals are available, so then we have to fill one electron each initially. Every orbital we have to give one electron each. Okay, after filling off all the orbitals with one electron, then only the second electron will enter. Then only the pairing. So here it is called as a pair of electrons. A pair of electrons means one positive electron, one positive spin electron, and another negative spin electron. Spinning means already we have seen. Okay, so in this way electrons will enter into 2p orbitals. These 3 orbitals will have equal energy. When equal energy orbitals are available, then we have to fill one electron into each orbital first, and after that only we have to start pairing of those electrons. So this is 3s. So 3s, it is having only 2 electrons with opposite spin. Next to 3p, again 3p. Here also these 3 orbitals will have equal energy.